So this event came up as a result of what happened Thursday, that particular day. I think, no, not this one. I think the previous one, the one before this last week, where we had the gold trade and a lot of people's account got injured. And then, so for me personally, I started thinking to myself, and what I'm saying, most of you are there to that fact, I started thinking to myself that, okay, why is it that I see that most of you, when we have a trade, if you notice, if you go back to the group, to the Signal group where I send my own personal signals, I'm not talking about the academic, I'm talking about the ones that we do on the group. You will realize that we always have more wins than lost. As a matter of fact, you can go back and check. See that on a daily basis, at least you will never see SL eat, except once in a while. But another notice is that whenever we have SL eat or SL, there's a hit, there's the SL hitting your trade hitting the SL, right? So whenever there's a hit like that, it's always going back to the issue of someone blowing the account, someone, having the account drawn down to the level of like even worse than how they started, and all that. So I'll now be asking myself the question like, okay, what happens to all the wins? I mean, if you have all the wins, the account would have progressed. The law is supposed to take some part, but not all of it. So I realized the issue is basically many of you, which I would take the responsibility. I'm supposed to, at least, if you don't know, you cannot be hurt. I mean, they said what you don't know, you cannot be tested on it, right? So except life, So I realize that a lot of you don't really know how to do the risk management thing. On the risk management, how to use it to your own favor. Now, let me tell you one thing before we go further. Like I said yesterday, in Forex trading, if you're not willing to lose, you don't do it at all. Part of the game is losing. I mean, I don't like using the word game anyways, because actually a game, something that is real work. If it was a gamble or something you don't really have to work hard, something you just have to guess or predict, like you do with gambles, then I would say, okay, it is a gamble. But it is something that will put in real work, data analysis, and all that put together. So such is a real business, and real business needs what we call risk management, or which in normal business, I think that is what you call. There's what we call. I've forgotten the name they give to this. I mean, checking your check and balance. Yeah, you need to know how you're moving. Are you moving ahead or not? Right. So in Forex also, there's a way you do that, in a way that you lose, yet you progress. So let me give you an instance. I said that something like that yesterday. Said that, you know that in Forex trading, you can have a 50% win, 50% losses. You understand? You can have 50% losses, 50% wins. I mean, let's say you have 10 trades, you pull up 10 trades, 10 good trades. Out of the 10 trades, you lose 5 and you win 5. Do you know that you're still a winner according to the Forex risk management? Because with that 5, you still be having more money in profits, so much money in profit. There was an analysis we did on a particular account. So this guy did an experiment on his account. So he took about 30 trades. At those 30 trades, he lost 15 and he won 15. Yet, after calculation, his account went further by about 300%. Sorry, 278%. Yeah, almost 300%. Now, if you're wondering, how can it be possible when your loss is 50% and your win is 60%? I mean, 15. So he used this he brought out his accounts and showed the losses and the wins. So he lost 15 times and won 15 times. Yet his account went up by 278%. Now, that is what they call failing forward, losing forward. And I told you, I said there's a book which I'm going to be getting it soon. That book is written by one of the best, the richest Forex trader in the world. His name is Tom Hugad. Yeah. The guy wrote a book, and the book is the best losers win the market. The best loser win the market. That's the title of the book. Can you imagine that? I mean, if I were to tell you that, hey, for you to really win in forex market, you have to be the best loser. Some of you will like, hey, especially if you're a Nigerian, you know, God forbid. You know how it is. You always forbid everything like that, right? But that's the truth. Losing forward is the best way to when you're losing forward, then you're a best loser. You're a good loser. A good loser is a loser. I mean, no, not a loser, so to say. A good loser is someone who loses forward. You know, so yeah. Oh, what's up? Hey, stop loss. Okay, bye bye. Stop loss. Okay. But then what happens? When I check my account, let's say I started with 1,000 USD. Okay, today I win a trade. Maybe I have like 150 USD today. Tomorrow I won a trade, maybe another 100 USD. Then the next day I win another trade, another 100 USD. Put together, I'm having like 1,350 USD or thereabouts. And then I lose a trade next day after that. Oh my God, SL hits. What happened? $50 gone. And now checking your account, you're still 1,300, which is far 300% over what you started from. Am I saying 300? Sorry. 30%, yes. Whatever. Yeah, 30%. You're still 30% in profit. That is how to lose forward. Okay? That is how to lose forward. Now, I'm going to be showing you this mathematically. Don't worry. It's not going to be very, very difficult. Okay, there are applications to help you do the math. I'm going to be showing you via the application, but before that, I'll show you a very simple analogy to prove this fact. Okay? All right, so I'm going to share my whiteboard. Let me start from there. Whiteboard. Okay? Remember, if you have any question, make sure you ask them. Put them in the chat box. I'll see them eventually, and I'll answer at the end of the session. Okay, this is a whiteboard, and I believe you all can see it. So this is how it works. There was a day I taught you about risk management, and I said there are 3 types of people in the forex market when it comes to risk management. Now, these 3 types of people are classified or categorized based on their emotion. Now, you and I believe, you know that we have different type of people with different emotions. For example, some persons, they are very gentle with life. They can take things so easy. They don't expect much. When they see little, they are contented. You know, I mean, it's just like that. While we have some, they just want to be here and there. Maybe they want to be some money here today. Maybe tomorrow they slow down tomorrow, you know, next tomorrow, a little more, you know, like that. While we have some, like these ones, they always are to maximize and enjoy the profit. They want to have more every now and then, more. Now, it is not about what you want. Remember, there's what we call garbage in, garbage out. Or I think it's a French, or it's Spanish. I don't know which language I would say pari passu, like you know, this equalization with cause and effect. Okay, so if you are the type that you want more, you have to risk more. You see where I'm driving at, right? There are some people in everything they do, they always want more, which is not a bad thing. I mean, it's actually a good thing. But then you need to have a mindset of someone who actually would like to get more. Now, you can't have a mindset of someone who like to risk less and like very, very little, like very, 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 very conservative, yet you want to make big buck like someone who is very aggressive. I mean, you can't be both. You have to be one of the two. Now, trying to be 2 or 3 emotions at the same time, that's the problem. So, talking about that, I said 3 categories which we always put in for people who in the forex market when it comes to risk management. There are 3 categories. The first one is, we call them the conservative. Here we go. That's why I prefer to use okay, conservative. Sorry. Let me try it. Let me try and make it cleaner. Let me try and make it cleaner. I'll use black. Cleaner. We have the first type of people. Call them these conservatives. All right, conservative, right? Now, these guys, they are people that are very, very careful. I mean, they are contented with small things. They play small and they earn small. Gradually, they build their account like that. Now, nothing is impossible as long as Forex is concerned. As a matter of fact, what I'm telling you small is not actually small in actual sense. I'm going to be showing you the compounding effect of this to the wildest. I mean, these are people who tell you that, oh, coach, as long as I can get 3% of my equity a day, I'm okay with it. If I can get 2% of my equity a day, I'm okay. If I can get 5% of my equity, I'm okay. Do you get my point? These are conservative people. Now, if you are this type of person, it means your risk also will going to be less. Now, in the industry, I forgot to tell you about this. The industry recommendation, as long as risk management is concerned, though when it comes to risk management, actually, let me tell you the general rule of risk management. And I've always been telling you that. Who can remind me of what I always say about risk management, the general rule? Let me come back to the chat box. I want to see if you guys actually always follow when I say these things. Who can remind me? What do I always say? As long as risk management is concerned, there's something I always say.
No, we should not risk more than 2 to 3% of our account.
Well, that is still subjective because if I say 1 to 2, 3%, it's a relative thing. I mean, someone is out there, is willing and is ready to accept the risk of 10%. There's a saying that generalizes this that can work for everyone. Who can remind me of what I always say?
You say we should not trade what we cannot lose.
God bless you. That's it. Yes. So the general rule is only trade what you can afford to lose. Trade with what you can afford to lose. I mean, always go into a trade based on what you can afford to lose. Yes, thank you very much. Don't trade what you cannot afford to lose. Yes, that's the general rule. Now, why do I prefer that rule generally? I mean, yes, the professionals tell you always do 1 to 3%. 1 to 3%. But hey, when you say 1 to 3%, let's say I have 1,000 USD, 1,000 USD, and I'm a risk taker, and I want to take the trade based on how much I can afford to lose. Remember, the general rule is what you can afford. What you can afford, the word afford or affordability is not talking about what you can own. After all, you have $1,000, it's yours. So you already have that. But afford to lose means what your emotion can carry. The kind of money you can put in a trade and you look away with rest of mind. You won't be apprehensive. You won't be emotional. You won't be attached to, oh my God, who is almost eating the SL. Or when it eventually eats SL, it won't affect your emotion in any way. It will make you have a bad day. It will make you have any discouragement. Neither will it make you have a fear of trading the next time. Whatever it is that will destroy your confidence of trading, whatever it is that will give you emotion, whatever it is that will be help you, that will make you to be looking for high blood pressure pills around you while you're trading, whatever it is that makes you sweat for every time the candle moves towards your SL, whatever it is that makes you feel, is this the end? Or, whatever it is that makes you feel uncomfortable is actually beyond beyond your level of, what I call it, what your emotion can take. You get as long as risk management is concerned. So why I like to use that word is this. There are some people, they can tell you, hey, for me, I think I can afford to lose 5% of this money. You see now. So now, will this rule still apply to that person? No. The person could like, oh, what is 5% of $1,000? Let's check it out. That's 50 USD. Right, 50 USD, yeah. Me, the person will say, oh, I have 1,000. I can let go of 50 USD. Worst case scenario. So do you know how you do it for you to have rest of mind? As soon as you click on sell or buy, you already see your account size, picture it and program in your mind that is already short of that money, which you already prepared for that trade. So if I had 1,000, as soon as I enter the trade, I'm already seeing it as 950. This is psychological. You need to program yourself in this form, okay? Sorry, guys. That's cold. All right. Now, you need to program yourself this way. There are some that could tell you that, oh, sorry, for me, I think I can go 10% of my account. I'm okay with that. I won't feel anything. It's okay. Do you get what I'm saying? And there's a guy, and I will advise this one. For me, that's not the way. There's this guy, one of the richest forex traders in Nigeria. I think it's kind of popular. A lot of people know him. But for me, I don't really see or his methodology of trading, his style, is whatever he knows in trading. I don't really fancy his style and anything, but he's very successful at it. This guy doesn't respect risk management trading. In fact, he advises his mentees or proteges to always use big lot size and go in and out sharply. These guys could be in $500 in the market and using 2 lot size. That is unacceptable. But well, somehow he's up there, but I don't know how many people can be that lucky anyways, but that's not really good. But then what I'm saying is, if you have $1,000, so long your emotion can carry minus 100, it's okay. You're good to go. You're not over, you're not over leveraging. Over leveraging is subjected to the level of what your emotion can carry. I hope you get this clear now. Is it clear? If it's clear, can you put it in the chat box for me? Put it 2 in the chat box. If it's clear to you, what I just explained, this general rule, put a 2 in the chat box. Okay. If it's clear, put a 2 in the chat box. Okay, good. All right. So whatever it is that makes you feel good is what should be your level of risk management. So based on that, we now created 3 categories of people. Okay. We have like I said before, we have let me clean this off. So we have the conservative people. Now these guys, you see them trading and they will not risk more than maximum between, in fact, I've seen people risk 0.5% of their account. So they do 0.5 to 1% of their account. Now, for everything in life, there's an advantage, there's a disadvantage. But the best of it all is where you cannot have neither of the two. Maybe where you will not see it as an advantage or disadvantage, and you just be neutral, is when you already accept your mind and your spirit, your personality. You see, there are some things in life, your persona matters in them. The kind of person you are, even before joining for if you're a patient type, if you're someone who likes to go slowly, yet move up, this will be okay for you. Now, so like I said, it could be an advantage, disadvantage. So the advantage, let's start with the disadvantage. The advantage is, this is where people get tempted. When people are posting their results and you see someone who's having the same account size as yours, having $50 and you're having maybe $5 to $10. Now, this is where your emotion get tested. So if you're really a conservative person who already knows, who is mastered, who is, how do I put it now? Someone who is conservative, who has mastered his or her emotions, if you see the other person making 50 USD and you're making your 5 to 10 USD, you will not be moved. You focus on your own type of person. Now, why? Because you know that for you to make the 50 USD, you have to increase your risk size. And if you do that, your emotion will be unstable. Now, the other person with 50 USD probably already disciplined or have that kind of emotion, or a persona is someone that can take that kind of risk without feeling bad. Now, some of you, I speak with you after losing a trade, and I see different responses from different people. Some will complain, oh my God, I've lost so much. While some say, well, I've blown my account, but no problem. I understand that's how it is. I'll get another one. Now, this is level. You can't blame the other guy who is complaining, neither will blame. Well, in a way, you blame people who complain, because if you don't know the rule, you don't violate the rule. If you know that you're going to be complaining, don't trade with that kind of money that will make you complain. Yeah. And I'm just saying that emotions matters, okay? So you see conservative people, they do 0.5 to 1% of their account. So you see someone with $1,000 only risking $10. So as soon as you enter the trade, you enjoy the experience. Forex trading is actually something you're meant to enjoy, not to be. Imagine if you keep feeling this way every day, feeling terrible, terrified, how long would you have to start developing BP and more other issues that are related with psychological issue and all that? So in order to conquer fear of trading, in order to conquer fear of getting to your TP or letting it eat stop loss, some people can enter a trade and they will not cut it until it gets to TP, at least TP1. They will tell you that, well, I've entered this trade with this risk size. I've already assumed this is what I can afford to do, so it won't affect me. So I won't close this trade unless it gets to TP1 or it's stop loss. Is that one of the two? I'm still in the trade. You get the point. Some can even say, I want to get it to TP2. Well, it's possible if you still apply what I'm going to show you in the same seminar before the end of trading, before the end of the session. Okay. So that is conservative people. Now let's talk about the next set of people. But remember, if this is you, make sure you just follow this step. I mean, don't worry about your account will grow irrespective. Very well. But the good thing is your account growing with you having good time, not just having terrible time every day. Okay. Now, next set of people we have here are called the moderate guys, the moderate people. Now, these moderate people, okay, the E, I don't have where to be, let me just put it there. Moderate. Okay. Now, the moderate people are people in between. Now, these guys, they do minimum, they do between 1 to 2% most times. 1 to 2%. Or let me say, no, sorry, that's my bad. We do moderate people do 1 to 3%. 1 to 3%. While conservative do 0.5 to 2%. These do 1 to 3%. Okay. Now this will help you to know where you fall in. Okay. Now this was the in between. It's on that, right? So the third category of people, we call them the aggressive. Now that name sounds very hard. But that doesn't mean yeah, I'm right. Come on. Double S, right? Is it double G? Yeah, I think so. But don't worry about that. You know, aggressive, yeah. Now these guys, they do between, I think I need to clean so I can have enough space to write. Okay, the aggressive guy. Number 3, the aggressive. Okay, the E is here. They do between 3% and above. So they do, let me just do it this way. 3% and above. So that means 3% and above. Now, these ones, they are the type of people who check how much they can afford. They like to go big. I'll give you an instance. Sometimes you see some people taking trade, they use 0.5. They use 0. More and all that, and they make a lot of money. Okay? Now, but one thing about it, whether you are conservative, whether you're moderate, whether you're aggressive, make sure you are consistent. Don't switch in between these three. It can make, it all too mess. Okay? So if you're conservative, just be consistent. Every trade ideas that comes, don't treat a trade special than the other. Don't think, oh, this is JPY, let me increase my risk side. Oh, this is XAUSD, which is gold USD. Let me decrease my. No, you don't do that. You make sure you maintain the same thing. And I'll tell you why this is important. It is important to your aggregation. It is important to your, like when I said you can lose forward. Now you don't lose forward if you keep changing, because when you change the different amount of risk sizes, then that kind of thing that happened the last time what was happening, where you have many wins, maybe many wins and few losses, and then that few losses will take away all the wins. I mean, it's not supposed to be so. Okay. Now, understanding this, let's move to the next level. So knowing this one now, you know the category you fall in. You all know yourself right now. So at the end of this session tonight, you need to go and check who you are. Who you are determines the kind of percentage you set for yourself. Okay. So do that tonight and make sure you start tomorrow on the new note so you don't have any issues as long as trading is concerned. Now, let me now prove to you, like I said before, why do I say that if you choose a particular temperament as in line with your risk management level, choose a particular percentage which you can afford to lose, you get. Remember, whatever you choose to afford to lose determines the size of your lot, your lot size. Remember the lot size. I would say lot size. You know lot size, right? That's the size of the size of your position, which means the size of the risk you are taking. Because for every amount you put in, it gives you a particular size, which we call position in the market. Okay, in the market. Do you get? Now, this position is what determines the amount of profits you will make or amount of loss you have. Okay, so let me give you an instance. Let's just pick a very clear instance. Okay, I don't like this markup. I don't like this box. Let me use another box. Maybe because I don't like the pen. I don't know what I don't like about it. But let me just use another box. Sorry, let me share my screen now. All right, so let me show you something. All right. Now, so let's say if you're, I want to give you an instance. Let's say you have $100, right? Between $100, or let's say $50 to $100. Let me use that. You should not trade more than 0.01. Okay, just trade more than 0.01. So what does that mean? So let's say 0.01. Let's say you enter a trade. This trade now, the stop loss of the trade in pips. Stop loss is 30 for the SL, 30 pips. Okay, for the SL. The take profit if the trade goes your way. In case the trade goes your way, let's see. Oh no. Let me start over again. All right, so I was saying, let's say you have a $100 account, 100 USD. Okay. Let me just use 100 USD. So you're meant to use 0.01. Now, assuming you have a trade, and this trade now carries SL in pips of 30 pips. Okay. For those of you who have noticed, TP in pips is always more than the SL, like at least 1 to 2, ratio 1 to 2. If you go to your Manara, you see that Manara doesn't even have ratio 1 to 2. Manara always have 1 to 3. So which means whatever it is you are risking, if you win the trade, you're going to be having 3 times of whatever it is you are risking. If you lose the trade, you only lose exactly what you risk. But if you win it, it will be 2 or 3 times of whatever it is you risk. So TP, if the SL is 30, TP, let's say, is around 60 pips. Okay, this is what is recommended by professionals. Okay, that your risk to ratio reward, any trade you want to take, check the risk to reward. First of all, ask yourself, you check the risk I'm putting in. If it's $10, how much am I taking back? Minimum, you should be making minimum of 20. Some don't even go for 1 to 2, they go for 1 to 3 and above, right? Let's say 1 to 2. Now look at this. So if this guy, if he loses this trade, what does that mean? Now, if you want to calculate this, there's a simple formula that I use to calculate. So I want to translate this 0.01 of this USD, 100 USD. Okay, using this, what's it called? This is a lot size here. This is the amount, and this is the SL and TP. So we want to calculate what they are in normal money. Okay, using the pips we have here. So let's say this guy is losing the trade. If he's losing this trade, how much is he losing? Okay, so you say 0, this is the formula, 0.01. So your lot size multiplied by 10, multiplied by the number of pips you are targeting. So we are talking about SL. Assuming this is SL, so 30 pips. So what do you have now? That will be 0.01 times 10, that's 0.1. 0.1 times 30, which means this guy will be losing 3 USD. Do you see it now? If he's losing this trade, he's going to be losing 3 USD. Now, that means, let's say this guy's name is Jacob. Now, Jacob now knows, oh, if I'm going into this trade, if I'm using 0.01, if this trade doesn't go my way, I'll be losing 3 USD. I'll be left with 97 USD. Now, Jacob will now think to himself, so let me ask myself, what the 3 USD, will it affect me, or will it spoil my day? Will it make me feel bad if I lose it? I don't think so. And the next question is, can my emotion take further loss? For example, can my emotion take $6 out of 900? Can I risk? I mean, some of you make that statement sometimes, when you're having issues or you're arguing about some particular thing that has to do with money, then you maybe want to let go, like, please, actually, I think if I'm just walking along the street and this amount of money dropped from my wallet, I mean, I won't kill myself. So let me just such emotion. I mean, the way that mindset, that's exact mindset is what you use in trading. So now, if you are Jacob, you ask yourself, I mean, can I reach $6 without feeling any pain? I mean, can I afford to lose $6? Now, if Jacob says yes to that, then Jacob is allowed to double it to make it 0.02. But if he says no to that, if the emotion says no to that, Jacob should stick with 0.01. Now, that is the law. Now, so when Jacob loses anything or loses the trade, he only loses $3. But if he can take more and it goes 0.02, means he can go more, then if he loses anything here, he's going to be losing $6. And if you think he can still go more, it goes 0.03. If he loses anything, he's going to be losing $9. So whatever it is Jacob can afford in his mind is what he should take in real time. You get the point? Now let's look at it. The good thing is this. So let's say he wins the trade. Let's say he wins the trade. So what happened? He wins the trade. What happened when he wins the trade? I don't want to clear everything. I'm just let's say he wins the trade. Now, if he wins the trade, remember the formula again. So when he wins the trade, he's going to be having 60 pips, right? So remember the formula: multiply by turn, time around, multiply by 60 pips. So what happens to Jacob? Jacob makes 6 USD if he wins the trade. Now, I want you to look at this psychologically. We're going to be using this, very important, right? So if Jacob wins the trade, he's going to make $6. If he loses the trade, it's going to be what? $3. Now, let's start talk about the risks. Let's talk about what I told you from the beginning, that you can have 30 trades, lose 15, win 15, yet still be profitable. That is how to lose forward if you're consistent with your risk management level. Now, let's go to that part. So you all know now, remember, if you lose $3, if you win $30, right? So if you win $6, right? So let's say Jacob has 4 trades or 10 trades in a day. 10 trades in a day. Jacob has 10 trades in a day. Out of the 10 trades, 6 of them eat SL. 4 makes a win. Now, I mean, it's not possible if you have a good strategy. I mean, you know that, right? I'm just giving you worst case scenario, right? Worst case scenario. Let's say out of the 10 trades, 6 SL, 6 SL, yeah, 4 TP. So which means he had 4 wins and 6 losses. Guys, look at what I told you. That's the good thing about Forex if you are maintaining your risk management. Now, what does that mean? Remember, when he loses, how much does he lose? $3. So if he has 6 SL, this will be 3 times 6, which means he would have lost 18 USD. That's his losses. Those are the losses here. Now, when you calculate the total, that's the losses, right? Now, he had 4 wins out of 10. I mean, in school, this is a very bad score. I mean, if you're having more, what's it called? You're having more failures than the credits. You're having more D. You're having more F. Sorry, you're having more F than the A's, B, or C. You know that this is not a good thing, right? But in Forex, it's actually a good thing. Let's see. So if he has 4 wins, he's going to be having 4 times 6, which is 24 USD. Now, the question I want to ask you is this guy profitable or not? Please put the answer in the chat box. Profitable or not? If it's profitable, you put B. If it's not, put A. No, sorry, A if it's profitable, B if it's not profitable. Is it profitable or not? I mean, he had 6, 4. It's profitable, right? Good. I see you guys start right. Now, why? Because if you look at this guy, he had 24 wins. He had what? 18 losses. I mean, 18 USD loss, $24 win. Now, when you check his aggregate, what are you going to have? So you'll be having $6 in profit. So his $100 would be 106, which means he's losing. I mean, that's a losing trade, but he's losing forward. Now, guys, knowing this, let's go back to let's prove this. Let's prove this, okay? I want us to prove this. I want to prove this. Let's see. Let's see if this makes any sense. Assuming, if you go back to our group, let's check, let's take June. Starting from June. July 5. I think we did a lot of trades in July. Yeah, let's start from June. Yeah. Okay, we started from June. Yeah. So guys, create this group on June. Yeah, we did it on June now. It was in June that we created this group. Yeah. Okay, good. So look at it. So when I send gold sell now, let's check. What do you see here? TP1 hit. Congratulations. That is specific. TP1 hit, right? Now, if you say TP1, guys, let's check what is a TP1. We want to do the calculation. So assuming you enter the trade at okay, yeah, this is it. So TP1 is 1904. So that's for a sell, right? Sell 1904. Okay. Now let's check. TP2 on the way, right? Almost. In fact, TP2 hits, TP3 even hits. Can you see it now, guys? In a single day, it means that's about 60 pips, 65 pips. All right. If you entered from 1906.5 and it got to 1900, so TP3 even hits, right? Now let's leave that day. That day is gone. TP3 hits. So delete all pending orders. Then that was London session, I think, right? And I said maybe US session, blah, 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 blah. So wow, let's go. So now, again, US session, that same day. Look at it, the same day, 30th June, 2023. Sent another one. I said a little risky here. Still sell, I think it was sell, yeah, it's still sell. 1904, and TP is that 1903. Scalping, just small one, right? And guess what? All right, okay. Yeah, 1904 to 1907. So the TP at 1903, but it got to 1902. You get? So all the activations, I hope you're taking profits, which means this one to go to what? TP, right? So all the pending orders were activated and it got to TP. Okay. So shift yourself to this. Blah, 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 blah. I want to see the end of this. So anyways. So what happened? What happened? What happened? Okay, this is it. This is the trade, right? I hope it's still the same date. Sorry, I just want to see what we'll talk about, right? Okay. So after the TP1 hit, TP1, this one SL hit. So I'll count this one as SL hit. I mean, the TP1 we hit the TP1 here, but then I think maybe we waited for us to wait for the next TP again because it was a scalp. So SL hit, okay? Okay, like you say, but for those still using 1920, you have a chance, maybe. Okay, and I say sell again. Okay, so it was a SL hit here. So this week now, so we had a win and we had a loss. So you see that's 1-1, right? So we started again. There's something I'm trying to prove. I want us to see something. This is another one again. So sell gold. This was on July 3rd, which is the Monday. That was a Friday. That is a Monday. If you want hit, okay, 40 pips. TP2 hits, 60 pips. They will say gold buy now. I think that was a US session. If you want smash, TP2 smash. So that day it was all wins, right? 50 pips and so on. TP3 also smashed that day. So 100 pips, you can imagine that. In fact, it got to 150 pips that day. And then we ended that day on a good note, right? Then on July 4th, okay, on July 4th, we go gold sell now. Sell is in profit. TP1 hits, take all your profit now. So we means to win that, we want that. TP2 also hits. That was a goal on July 5. Now, how many now? If you're counting, we have like 3-1, right? 1 loss, 3 wins. If you're counting, also TP1 guys, TP1 hits, TP1 smashed, TP2 also smashed, TP3 smashed. Can you imagine that? Now, you can't call how many of these TP now? If you compare to 1 loss, we're already gone for this is 4-1, right? It keeps on going on and on. Now, what am I trying to prove to you guys? I'm trying to prove to you, if you look at this group, in this group, we lose once in a while, but don't win almost all the time. So we have more wins than losses. Now, why do we have issues with our account? Simply because we are not consistent with our risk size. So no matter what, even if I'm the one, I'm telling you, oh guys, let's enter the trade. Okay, we enter the trade. Make sure you calculate based on your percentage, so you can enjoy and have a good time and also win forward. So you'll be like back and forth with your account. So that is exactly the point I'm trying to make to you guys. So now at least I've been able to prove to you now. So which means you can as well have several trades. Like if you're going to be counting now, let's say we had 4-1. Let's even stop at that 4-1 using the same formula we used just now. If you are sticking to your stop losses, okay, imagine what that means. That means if we are going back to Jacob, using that same level of account he uses and using 0.01, right, times 10, okay, times 1, how much will he be losing? Jacob will be losing 1 USD. Now look at the wins, multiply by 4, and you know when we talk about the pips, okay, good, sorry. So I won't say times 1. Let me just say, I think the pips, we use 50 pips in gold, 50 pips. That loss, 50 pips. So Jacob will be losing $5, yeah? And the wins, you also, one was 150 pips, the other one was 50 pips, 40 pips. That's a lot of pips. But let's even say 4 times, right? We had 4 times, so times 0.01, let's say times 60 pips. How much will it be having? They'll be having $24 in profit. So when you deduct the $5 from $24, you'll still be having $19 left. Now, please, if you understand this risk management, I mean, if you understand what I've just explained to you, please put a 3 in the chat box. If you understand, put a 3 in the chat box. Put a 3 in the chat box. If you understand what I've just explained. If you understand these dynamics, please put a 3 in the chat box if you do understand. All right. Since you understand, I have 2 persons. What about the rest of you? Do you want to join? Is there anybody who doesn't understand what I just explained? You don't understand, Kate. Did you come in late? Kate must have come in so late. I mean, okay, we have very few minutes left. Kate, what about the rest of you? Okay, now we know that Kate doesn't understand. I mean, we have how many of you here? We have 18, that's plus me. So at least I'm expecting 17 answers. 3, if you understand. If you don't understand, just tell me you don't. Quickly, I will be quick about this. The time is fast spent. We started late. 3, good. All right. I mean, we have 16 people online. 16 people. 16 of you. In case you have forgotten you are here, let me remind you let me remind you, so I open this so you see your name, and then you be reminded that you are here, so you can answer. I need your response. I need your response. You didn't get the question. Okay, the question was, if you understand these dynamics that I just explained to you, which is being consistent with your stop loss, so it can help you to lose forward. Even when you lose, your account will be moving forward. You know, all these explanations based on that. If you understand, clearly understood by you, put a 3 in the chat box. because you must understand this. If you don't, it will really be a big issue, especially when we start trading tomorrow. Okay, good. Now, so now that many of us understand, and I believe Kate will understand eventually. Kate, you can type in which part you don't understand while we're on this, okay? Now, guys, so in order to help you to make this easy, now, I know some of you will be having this question in your mind that how do you know how many pips is a stop loss? Because if you don't know your pips, it will not help you in terms of calculating your risk size, right? So, henceforth, what I'll be doing is, so when you are taking, let's talk about Manara most especially, when you're taking Manara trades, okay, take your time, okay? The moment you see the trade idea, don't rush, don't worry, even if it's what do you call it, market execution, when you see it in your Telegram, it's better you just calculate before you enter the trade. Don't worry, anyway, you still enter to be around the zone of the entry. It's okay. It's better like that than you jumping in, and having more than you bargained for. And now, I'm not saying that the trade ideas will be lost or will be a loss all the time. I mean, you all know that it's not so. At least the last time I showed you Manara, you saw how many wins we had. And that's about 70% win, 30% losses. Was it up to 30%? Well, I would say 80 to 20. At least for those of you who attended yesterday's session, if you didn't attend, you can go watch the video, you see. And most of the trades were win, right? They're all winners trade, right? So now, sorry, I just went straight to this page. I didn't explain. So if you're using an iPhone, or you're using Android, please I'll advise you to get this application. It's very simple application. It's called FX Calculator. So like using an Android, just go to Play Store. Now when you type FX Calculator, a lot of it will come out for you. You see a lot of them, but you look for the one with this logo. Okay, this particular logo. This particular one. Now, even on your iPhone, is the same. Just look for this one. Okay, look for this logo. I expect you to be doing that right away, or you do it after the session, bro. So now, when you have this FX calculator, when you have it installed, what do you see next after that? So the moment you have it installed, you go straight, you open. Now, for the first time, if you'll be opening it for some questions, let me do it this way. For you to understand, I want to demonstrate everything to you. We have very little time. I'm going to uninstall so I can start all over just for you to understand, what to put in the parameters. Okay, I'm uninstalling this. Okay, so I'm installed already. Yeah. Okay, good. So now, see what I'm doing right now. I go to App Store. I type in FX Calculator, and I tap on this. I click Install. I hope this runs fast anyway. It's not pending. Why is it pending? Okay, why this is installing? Let me see. Why is it pending? Even now, still pending. Okay, it's installing now. All right. Installing already. All right. So now, what this will help you to do is it helps you to calculate pips, the pip size, and then that's the number of that's the profit also. What I think it's about your the risk management, what exactly you want to put in and what lot size you use, your position, and your amount of money you like to risk. Okay, sorry. All right, so I'll now pause that. Let me just stick to this app. Let me see this one. This one. Still ongoing. Still ongoing. All right. There are ways to do that. I'm looking for a very simple way. This calculator actually does just do anything calculation. Some of you don't like math. No, I know some people will tell you, I don't like mathematics. Don't worry. Let's just wait for this to come up. The aim of this whole thing is for us to have a sweet, beautiful experience trading. Okay. So when you get your trade idea from your Telegram, you make sure follow these steps, okay? And remember, always have a target for the day. Let me tell you, if you really have, you can give yourself a target that's 10% of your equity. You want to increase it by 10% every day. It's okay. 5% is even okay. If you have $1,000, I mean, 10% is 100 USD. And if you have 100 USD, 10 USD. And I know a lot of people who has 100 USD, yet they make $20 a day, $30 a day. That's 20 to 30%. Actually, that's my goal. My goal for my own personal sit down is to help you increase your equity by 20% to 30% in a day. Not by rushing it, but by following the risk management, by the quality of the trades, not by you over leveraging. Okay. So the moment you achieve some level of percentage of your equity, stop trading for that day so you don't lose what you have made. That's another thing about risk management. It's not just about the percentage you focus on. Okay. Now, see, can you see? I'm opening the app. Look at what it's going to be asking me and what I'll be doing. Okay. So when you open the app, so it's going to be now. Can you see that? Let's manage risk, not loss. You see, to manage your risk, not loss. Now it's going to ask you your account currency. Now, I think 99% of us use USD, right? So you look for United States dollars. So which is this? Oh, is that United States? Okay, yeah. All right, United States dollars. Yeah. So I've chosen that. You click on next. Okay. Are you a premium user? No, just say done. That's your done. What do you have? You have all of this. So what is your focus here? The only one you focus on for now as a beginner is the position size. Okay. Click on position size. Okay. So now, if you're given a trade idea, so let's go to Manara. Let's go to Manara. Let's go to Manara, for example. Let's go to Manara. Let's go to Manara. Okay. Okay. If this has put all right, let's say we have Euro JPY. So when you see this is how you receive it on your Telegram, right? So when you receive on your Telegram, it's loading. All right, it's loaded up. So when you receive like this, what do? You zoom. You zoom so you can see what is there, right? So when you zoom like that, before you take the trade, what do? You come to this part. Come to this part. These are the most important thing for you for your risk management. Your stop loss and your entry. Now, what do you do with these two informations? Okay, so you go back to your calculator. How we see 5.4661, 155.4661. And what trade is that? Euro JPY, right? Can you see it? It's Euro JPY, right? Euro JPY. Look at it here. It's Euro JPY. JPY. So the entry point is 155.4661. 155.4661. So let's go to financial instruments. So you have the account currency, USD. Financial instrument is Euro JPY. Euro JPY. You click. You see what I'm doing, right? Account size. Let's say your account size is $500. Now, based on your temperament, if you're a conservative person, maybe 1%. So let's say you're an aggressive person, let's give it 3%. Okay. Now, guys, when you get to this part, this is very important. When you get to this part, stop loss. What do you see here? Pips. Now, because most of you don't know how to calculate pips by yourself already, what do? You come to these 3 dots. There's a 3 dots under the pips. These 3 dots, you tap it, it gives you option. You change it from pips to price. So when you change it to price, what do you see? You see entry price and stop loss price. So it allows you to have those 2 options. So remember, what's the 461? I'm right. Let's go back again and see. What's the entry price? Let's look at it together. I hope you're all following me, right? 155.4661. Okay, 461. Then the stop loss is what? Look at the stop loss here. Can you see the stop loss? This is the stop loss. This is the entry. All right. So we have 155.1475. This is .1475. Now, guys, this is all you need to do. So your amount is there. The amount you have is there. The amount you're willing to risk is there, which is 3% of your account. And the entry price is here. Stop loss is here. You go down for the results. See the results? So your stop loss is 31 pips. Okay? So it's telling you now that your risk ratio is 0.6%. So what do you focus on? What you focus on here now is you have 31 pips stop loss. You have a standard. So you focus on standard lots. So these are the 2 things that are important. The number of pips for your stop loss is 31.9, is 32 pips. Your lot size for that account for this kind of trade is what? 0. If you're using 3% of your account. Okay, so what does that mean? That means you'll be losing, if this trade didn't go your way, you'll be losing. Oh, sorry guys, what is going on? Percentage. There's a mistake somewhere. Sorry, forgive me. Okay, sorry. See, this is the mistake, guys. So amount at risk, you change it to percentage. Remove it from amount, okay? Or to percentage, except the only time you leave it at amount, which is dollars, is if you are the type that you don't want to go into percentage that, 3% of account, you know exactly how much you're willing to lose. For example, in your mind, let's say you want to just, let me risk $45 on my account. I can't afford to do that. Then you leave it at this amount. So you just type $45. Okay. But in case of you just want to use percent, which is easier. Take these dollars to percent, take this price to percent. Okay, from amount. That was where the mistake was. So 3%. So what do you see? 3% of $500 is $15. So these are about, you only lose 15 USD. Can you see that? Okay, and for that to happen, you have to use a standard lot. So standard lot is 0.067, which is approximately 0.07, guys. 0.07. So you use more than 0.07. In case the trade doesn't go your way, you only lose 15 pips. Now let's look at this trade idea. Let's go to Manara itself and look at the result of this trade idea and see if it is a stop loss or if it was a stop loss or it was a profit. So just hope. Anyways, for those of you who are not catching up, when you go back to watch the video, you understand better. Manara, where you are. Okay, this is it. Let's go look at it. Euro JPY. JPY. 1 4. Okay. Let's go to notification. Euro JPY. Where is it? Euro JPY. I think this is it, right? Euro JPY. Now it eats TP1. Okay. And how many pips was this TP1? Let's calculate again together as we've done it before. Let's do it again. So I go to this tool called price range. I put it from the beginning of the entry. Okay, and I drag it all up. Let me stop at the TP1, assuming it gets TP1. Okay, let's just stop at where the profit got to. 102 pips, guys, 102 pips. Now, whatever you see here, I want to teach you something. Why you'll be wondering, it is written 1020. Now, this is a point. It's not pips. So for you to get the pips, you only divide this 1020 by 10. Whatever I see here, you divide it by 10. That gives you the number of pips. So 1020 divided by 10, that is 102 pips. Now, guys, let's go check 102 pips using your lot size of 0.07. So which means you risk how much? $15, right? How much did you risk? $15. So how much? But the trade was the winner. It was a winner trade. So for that trade, if you use 0.07, remember the formula, multiply by 10, multiply by 102 pips, you will have made $71.40 if you had the $500 account and risking only $15. Now, you want to ask yourself, how many $15 do you see here? So you have $15 that you'll be having, the number of $15 you'll be having from this 71.4 will give you 4.76, which means you are risking 1 to 4.76, which means the risk you put in is $15, but the potential profit you had there for TP1 alone, not even TP2, TP1 alone, is even 4 times. This is a very sweet standard trade. If only you manage your risk right. Because in case you lose it, now let's say you have this kind of trade 5 times and you lose 3 times and you win only 2 times, you're still going to be in profit. Because if you win 2 times, you have one. Sorry, guys, I got kicked out by the network. So, like I was saying, if you lose, okay, let me share my screen again. If you lose 15, if you lose 3 times, that will be $45. 15 times $5, right? Right? Look at it. So the ones, if you win $142, sorry, if you win $142, when you multiply it by 2, if you win twice, that's $142. If you lose 3 times, that is $15 times 3. That's $45. Multiplied by 142. You still have $97 profit. You see what I'm saying? So make sure you calculate every now and then. Whenever you see a trade idea, come to this, put in the parameters. Okay, when you put it here, you check the results here, and you only pick, you focus on the standard loss. Whatever they tell you here is what you use. Okay. Now, because we're about rounding up now. So sometimes when you have 0.07 as your lot size, you may want to divide it into several positions. You know, in a situation whereby, let's say, if you look at this trade, let me go back to this trade. The same trade, Manara trade, where is it? Euro JPY trade, where is it? Okay, I think it was here. That's it. Now look at this, guys. Look at this. Let's say you try to divide your 0.07 into maybe 2 positions. Okay, let's say you decided to do it into 2 positions. Now, how do you do that? Let's say The first trade idea, when it came, you had the 155.642 as your first entry. And as soon as you enter at the 155.642, instead of going up, which is buy, it's supposed to be buy, right? It's still going down. You now have another position for 155.543. Now, what do? You don't use the 0.07 on each position. You divide the 0.07 into 2. So you can have 2 positions. Do you get what I'm saying? So if your total lot size, in order for you to, if you are risking $15 or 500 or 31 pips or 32 pips trade, all you do is what? You need a position of 0.07. So this will enable you not to risk more than $15. Okay? Now this $15 now, you want to divide it into 2. So you can have 2 positions. So that makes it 0.035, 0.035. Let's say 0.04. Or thereabout. Let's say 0.035. Okay? So you can risk 0.035 for the first one, 0.035 for the second one. At the end of the day, they give you the same thing, but the profit, of course, will be a bit better. Okay? As you have to have multiple positions. So you divide, what I'm trying to say in essence is this: whatever it is you get as your percentage at the end of the calculation, using the FX calculator, if you want to have several positions, you divide them by the number of positions you want to have. Don't add to what you already been given from the calculator. Because the more you add to it, or you add anything to it, it increases your risk size. Okay? So that is that. Now, another thing I want to teach you guys is the time is fast spent already. What I want to teach you again is I've said it before, I've done it before, but I just want to do it last time again. Let me go back to the whiteboard. That's how to, for you, when you are taking Manara trade, okay, how to prevent and protect your capital, yet still be in profit. You know? So this is what you do. Quickly, I'm going to be showing you that. So guys, when you enter the trade in Manara, let's say you enter a trade and the trade starts off by entering profits. Okay? So the moment you see, let's say you see like you enter a trade and you already have like profit of $10. Now, when you enter that trade, let me give you an instance. Let's just use the same pair that we did the last time. Let's use for an example. Let's say you enter that Euro JPY, EJ, let me use it EJ. Remember the entry was what? 155.4661. And the stop loss was what? 155.1475. Now, and this is meant to be a buy. You expect it to go up. So which means if you entered here, you want it to be going up, to be counting up, not down. Okay. Now, as soon as you entered, it started going up and you see your profit at $10. And you don't want to lose your capital. You don't want to lose anything. You want to secure this, at least some part of this profit, and secure your capital. What do? Guys, in your MetaTrader 4, you will have entered this on the SL part, which is the left part. Okay, and you enter the right part, the TP. You don't enter the entry, except you are doing the pending order. Now, the moment you see that you're on profit of $10, for example, or depending on what you want, your target, let's say your target is $20, $30. When you see $10, what do? You come to your NT4, you click on modify, you clean up this one, this what's it called? The stop loss. You clean up the stop loss, you change the value this time around. You now change the values to the entry value. So you make it to be the same as your entry. The same. You know what you have just done? You have secured your capital, first of all. So in case this trade that was going up retraces back, because some of you say, I was seeing profit, then it came to hit my stop loss. In case it reverses back, it will not touch your capital. The moment it gets here, this is your new stop loss now, which is your entry. It will close the trade at break even, which means you are not making profit, you are not losing money. Now, the moment you see that this trade keeps going up and the money becomes $20, what do? Now you change this value again, this time around, you move it a bit above your entry price to secure some profit, which means you are now going above your entry. So it's now going above your entry. Okay, your stop loss is not going above your entry. Let's say the stop loss down now like this, 500. Do you know what that means? In case the trade traces back from $20 and it's coming backwards, it will eat this 500. You'll be closing the trade. It will be closing the trade for you, maybe with $16, and your capital is still safe. Unlike some people, when they are in a trade, they see the profit, they wait, and they keep going on the wait, and the trade reverses on them and take the profit and take their capital, take the risk, the capital. That they'll be wild, they'll be angry, they'll be like, what happened, what happened? So this is how to secure. But I'll teach you more on this eventually later because another day, the time is fast spent, and I like to call it at night. So because some of us are from the eastern part of Africa, which is about 4 hours or 3 hours, 2 hours difference. While some from Canada, I mean, some of you here are not, we're not in the same location. So that's why I'm always conscious of timing. Okay. So please, I welcome just 2 questions. The rest of the question can be asked on the group or send it to my DM. Okay. Question, guys, and then we'll call it a night. No question? All right. So it's wonderful having you guys here. I will send the video to the group so you watch it and understand better again. See you tomorrow. Happy trading week coming.